Once upon a time, there was a man named John who was always getting himself into trouble. John was a bit of a bumbling fool, and he had a tendency to make a mess of things no matter how hard he tried. One day, John decided to take up gardening as a new hobby. He had always admired the lush gardens in his neighborhood and wanted to try his hand at growing his own vegetables. He went to the local nursery and picked out a variety of seeds, including tomatoes, cucumbers, and carrots. John was determined to be a successful gardener, so he spent hours researching the best planting techniques and fertilizers. He dug up a plot of land in his backyard and carefully planted each seed. At first, everything seemed to be going well. John's plants sprouted up quickly, and he was delighted to see tiny green shoots poking out of the soil. But then, disaster struck. One night, John's neighbor's cat got into his garden and started digging up his plants. John woke up to find his beloved vegetables strewn all over the ground, with tiny paw prints leading away from the scene of the crime. Frustrated and angry, John decided to take matters into his own hands. He bought a set of cat traps and set them up around his garden, determined to catch the feline culprit. The next morning, John was thrilled to find that he had indeed caught the cat in one of his traps. He proudly marched over to his neighbor's house to show off his catch, but he was met with a surprising response. "John," his neighbor said with a laugh, "that's not my cat. That's just a stray that wanders around the neighborhood. My cat is a fluffy white Persian who never leaves my side." John was mortified. He had spent days setting up traps and guarding his garden, all for nothing. But he couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of the situation. From that day forward, John gave up on his gardening hobby and decided to stick to something a little less challenging. But he always remembered the time he spent chasing after a stray cat, and he couldn't help but chuckle at his own foolishness.